It was close to midnight when I was driving home from my night shift. The highway was completely empty, no lights, no cars, just a long stretch of road swallowed by darkness. I had around 30 miles to go, and I remember feeling uneasy, the kind of silence that presses against your ears. A few minutes later, I noticed a man walking on the side of the road. He was tall, wearing a gray hoodie, with the hood pulled up. I slowed down, thinking he might need help. But as my headlights passed over him, I saw something that made my stomach twist. His face was turned completely toward me, but his body was still facing forward, like his head had turned a full 180 degrees. I blinked hard. Maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe I was imagining it. But when I looked in the rearview mirror, he was still walking. And somehow, he was closer than before. I pressed the accelerator and didn't look back until I reached the next gas station. When I told the attendant what I saw, he froze for a moment and said, "You were the third person this week to say that." He pointed at a missing person poster on the wall. The man in the picture wore the same gray hoodie. Last summer, 3 of my friends and I rented a cabin deep in the woods. It was supposed to be a digital detox weekend. No phones, no internet, just nature. On the second night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of knocking. Slow, steady knocking. Everyone was asleep. So I grabbed a flashlight and went to the front door. No one was there. I opened it slightly and shined the light around. The forest was silent. As I closed the door, the knocking started again. This time, from the back door. I rushed to the kitchen. But again, no one was there. Then I noticed muddy footprints inside the cabin. They led from the back door straight toward my bedroom. I woke my friends, and we checked the place together. The footprints ended right beside my bed. We left that night and drove back to town without saying a word. When we told the cabin owner what happened, he sighed and said, "You should have checked the guest book." Later, we looked online. The last entry, dated 2 months earlier, said, "Something knocks on the door every night. Don't let it in." When I moved into my new apartment, everything seemed fine. Except for one thing. The unit next door. Apartment 4C. The door was always slightly open. But I never saw anyone go in or come out. Sometimes, at night, I'd hear whispers through the wall. Not clear words, just the soft, broken sound of someone talking to themselves. One night, the whispers got loud. I pressed my ear against the wall and heard my own name. Eli. I froze. I hadn't told anyone my name in this building yet. The next morning, I asked the landlord about the person in 4C. He frowned and said, "There's no tenant in 4C. That unit's been vacant since the fire last year." Later that day, I saw the door to 4C wide open. For the first time, I looked inside. Everything was burned, black walls, melted furniture, and the smell of ash. As I turned to leave, I heard a whisper right behind me. "Welcome home, Eli." These stories are said to be true. Shared by people who wish to remain anonymous. Which one did you find the most chilling?